Hello, hi. It's me, your coach. So raise your hand if you've counted macros, but keep that hand raised if you feel like you're actually not quite sure what food is what macro, meaning how do you know if peanut butter is a fat, a carb, or a protein source? Well, I'm going to teach you a magic trick, and I have great news too, because you already have the tool in your hand, MyFitnessPal. So let's hop over to MyFitnessPal and look together. Let me share my screen. So let's look up peanut butter. Here we are. Let's just go with some creamy peanut butter. And if you look over on the nutrition facts and you find the three macros, here we've got fat. There's 16 grams in 2 tablespoons. There's carbohydrate, 7 grams in 2 tablespoons. And finally, protein, 8 grams in 2 tablespoons. So this is a conundrum, or is it? It's only a conundrum if you don't know the little trick. And the trick is the biggest number is what food the macro category is. So peanut butter, it contains all three macros. It has protein, it has carbs, and it has fat. But it's not a protein source and it's not a carbohydrate source. It is your fat source because the fat is the highest number. And this was really cool too because it translates to whatever amount. So let's say, for example, we're going to measure in grams because we're using a food scale. You could put in 100 grams. And guess what? It doesn't change that peanut butter is still a fat because fat is the highest number represented. So total fat in 100 grams of peanut butter, 50 grams of fat. We've got about 22 grams of carbohydrate and 25 grams of protein. Now, the reason this matters is because it would just be a shame if you were using a fat source to try to meet your protein goal. Reason being, if you ate enough protein or peanut butter to fit, 100 grams worth of protein, you're going to end up absolutely blowing out your fat numbers because ultimately peanut butter isn't a protein source, even though it contains protein. It's a fat source. It will always be a fat source. So I say let's do another experiment and use our magic trick that we now know. Let's go ahead and go with quinoa. Quinoa cooked. Let's take a look. So here we've got our quinoa, half of a cup. So what is it? Is it a protein? Is it a carbohydrate or is it a fat? Well, it does contain protein, it does contain carbs, and it also does contain fat, but it's not a fat source, and it's actually not a protein source. It's a carbohydrate source, and that's because the biggest number represented here in a half a cup is carbohydrate. This works for any food. And the best news about this is it means you can eat what you like and then understand how much it should fill up of your plate. So let's do one more example. Let's go with egg whites. So we're going to take a look at these egg whites here and let's just do a cup of egg whites. So actually, it doesn't have any fat. So we know egg whites, not a fat source, not worried about that. And then we look at carbohydrate, 5 grams of carbs. And then we look at protein, 26 grams of protein. So your egg whites, they are always a protein source. Even though they do contain a very small amount of carbohydrate, they are always going to be categorized as protein. So now you have your magic trick, and that means you can eat what you like and understand how to count your macros because you don't have to wonder what food is what macro category anymore.